So there have been various reports of Demi Lovato's apparent overdose and hospitalization. As a result, we have a lot of questions. So we called in clinical psychologist Dr. Kevin Gilliland, who works with people who are struggling with mental health and substance abuse.
So law enforcement sources initially told TMZ that Lovato overdosed on heroin and was revived with Narcan before being taken to the hospital. But then later, a source told People it was not heroin to blame.
Dr. Gilliland cleared it up for us. He says Narcan is a very specific medication that counteracts the effects of either heroin or prescription medication. So it could have been a number of versions of opioids.
Now, Lovato has been really open about entering treatment for bipolar disorder, bulimia, self-harm, even addiction in the past. Publicly celebrated 6 years of sobriety in March. And we, of course, covered that a lot. It was a very big deal. Fans really coalesced around that.
And according to Dr. Gilliland, her choice to be so open about her struggles does give some accountability. And he goes on to say it's, quote, very encouraging for her to see how her pain and suffering benefits and helps other people.
He also added it creates a little bit of a burden to continue to live a certain way in a very difficult job.
Even after treatment, insiders say she still struggled with her private pain. A source told People, here's their quote, Demi was never really clean and sober from all of her demons. She has been fighting depression and anxiety for quite some time and is still in such a dark place.
So how tough is it for a person to battle not only a substance addiction, but also mental health issues at the same time? As a professional who has seen many cases of addiction, recovery, relapse, Dr. Gilliland weighed in on that.
It's probably one of the toughest things to battle, honestly. Separately, there are a lot to deal with, but they interact with each other. And sometimes the mood can pull down and make us vulnerable to use substances. And sometimes our use of substances can pull our moods down, so they interact. One of the challenges we face is if we struggle with an addiction, that's a lot. But when you also have an eating disorder and a mood disorder, that's a lot to overcome. She did that, and she did it really well. So the biggest concern is these next 90 days especially are really critical of re-engaging the things that help you achieve the things that you're able to achieve. It's a very demanding job, and she has to, everybody that's in a demanding job, has to guard against losing those things that got you there and the daily rhythms of life. We're at most risk of having a return of symptoms of relapse within the first 90 days of leaving treatment. That's the riskiest time period for people. It's when we struggle the most. If we're likely to have a relapse, it's most likely going to be in the first 90 days.
Well, from Ariana Grande to Joe Jonas, even Selena Gomez's mom, Mandy Teefey, friends and loved ones have been sending heartfelt support and positive vibes to Lovato in the wake of her apparent overdose.
So we also asked Dr. Gilliland how the people closest to Demi can actually support her in the coming weeks and months to come.
I think one of the most important things they can do is continue to have difficult conversations. Talk about when you saw her beginning to struggle. Talk about the things that you tried to do, and then also talk about returning to the things that help her so much. That's really critical, is go back to the things that got you 6 really great years.
Yeah, hopefully she'll have that structure there to help her through. Also, you think about it from the perspective of fans. Fans have been with her along this journey up until this point. They're definitely going to continue to be with her and hopefully encourage her through her recovery.
Well, she's been such a positive light to a lot of people, and especially her fans who have been tweeting and talking about how she got them out of a dark place. So obviously we're wishing her the best.
Yeah, all right.